Sonic the Hedgehog is one of the most divisive series in all of media. With each and every entry into the series, it gets weirder and weirder. And the shadier side of the fandom, don't even get us started on that. Ugh. But one thing stays consistent in the Sonic universe, and that's the ever-expanding encyclopedia of villainy. Now, we've already spoken about the Sonic universe in the good to evil format, but today we ask the age-old question, who is the most powerful of Sonic the Hedgehog villains? I'm Kyle with Wicked Binge, and this is Sonic Villains Weak to Powerful. Today we'll be starting with the weakest of villains and moving our way up to the most powerful of all antagonists. King Arthur, also known as the Black Knight, takes the bottom spot on our list. While we may be calling him the weakest of the villains in the series, we still wouldn't recommend taking him lightly. Arthur is no slouch when it comes down to the wire of power. He wields the magic sword Death Caliber, which can fire magical energy or transport himself and his allies. He also wears armor, which seems to be powerfully durable. However, the reason why he stands so low on the totem pole of power starts with his speed.
Spread out and go after them. Slay them on sight.
Unlike many other villains on this list, he doesn't even stand close to Sonic's speed while riding on his horse. And while Death Caliber can create portals, if he doesn't have this sword, he doesn't have that speed. This little kink in Arthur's chainmail is what makes him not nearly as much of a threat as some of the other villains who land higher on this list, since he can't even catch up to the rodents he's fighting. Master Treasure Hunter and Jewel Thief, Rouge the Bat, flies into our next spot. To many, Rouge exemplifies the big things come in small packages cliche. She's been said to have physical strength to rival Knuckles, and also has kicks powerful enough to shatter boulders and cut through metal. Rouge is highly intelligent, able to break codes and hack computers in record-breaking time. She can create ultrasonic waves as well as earthquakes by dropping down to the ground, and can split opponents in half. She, like most everyone on this list, is able to reach speeds rivaling that of Shadow and Sonic. However, she ranks this low because while she is strong, her feats don't rank nearly as high as many other characters to come next. Merlina, the Dark Queen, is up next. Merlina has access to a very potent form of magic known as High Ancient Magic that's powerful enough to force an entire castle into collapse, and then form another in moments, and can summon beings from other dimensions. While she can catch and suspend Sonic for a few moments, and has some knowledge of swordsmanship that she taught to the Hedgehog, her power is severely outclassed by many. The reason why she ranks this low is simply because of the fact that her magic is debatably the weakest of all the magic users, and she is nowhere near as physically or mentally strong as others on this list. No magic, all steel, E123 Omega is in our next spot. Omega is the last and most powerful of the E-Series robots created by Dr. Robotnik. His physical strength rivals that of Knuckles and Vector, and he has remarkably strong armor that is waterproof, as well as resistant to electrical currents and poisonous gases, and was able to survive 2 centuries while shut down. But not only is his defense remarkable, so are his offensive capabilities. Able to shift his arms into a multitude of weaponry, such as his rapid-fire rotary cannons or drill-shaped missiles. He also has jet boosters that can boost him along the ground at speeds matching that of Rouge and Shadow, as well as give him short bursts of flight and allow him to float for short periods of time. No doubt that he's strong, but he doesn't reach the heights of the other contenders on this list. His strength lies completely in his physical prowess, but due to his lack of mental and magic power, he remains relatively low on the overall powerful list. We had to rank them all together. The Deadly Six come into our next spot. While all 6 of these Zeti do have an actual power hierarchy, they all land in the same area overall. All 6 of them share a small list of powers, they are all capable of flight, and are able to control magnetic fields and electricity. They also all share one major weakness, and that is when the cacophonic conch is blown, they are all severely weakened and are caused great pain from the sound. Zaz is the weakest of the 6, even though he is able to haul around the giant moon mech in one arm and able to balance on it while it's rolling. Although he seems to be the only one who can consistently catch Sonic's speed when compared to the others who can only do so in short bursts.
I feel like destroying something.
Xena comes in after him. Her strength seems to be double of what Zaz can do, able to swing around 2 giant metal balls that are larger than herself with ease and form energy whips from her fingers that can latch onto things and swing them around. The big brute, Zamam, comes after Xena, who is physically one of the stronger Zeti warriors, able to cause tremors by stomping on the ground and is able to burrow at blindingly fast speeds. Although he is not a mental powerhouse like his brethren, which places him in the bottom half of the Deadly Six. Zor is the exact opposite, not physically strong, but ranks higher thanks to his powerful black magic that none of the other Zeti have access to. Zor's magic can form swarms of shadow bats, make shadow clones of himself, and fire magic blasts from the palms of his hands. Master Zik takes second place among the Zeti thanks to a mix of his physical strength, mental prowess, and magic abilities. He is able to fight with the strength and agility of someone who is half his age, can perfectly balance on his staff or rolling fruit, has some sort of telekinesis, and is also able to outmaneuver the other Zeti, Zaz and Zamam, easily. However, Zavik is both mentally and physically the strongest, and while he's not the fastest, only able to keep up with Sonic in short bursts, his power outweighs his speed. Zavik excels in close combat, able to summon red energy around his fists to increase his punching strength. So strong, he is able to punch a robot with meter-thick armor away from its joints. He was even able to resist the power of Sonic's homing attack. Although he is a leap in power from the other Zeti, he is still not as strong as the next entrant on our list. Dr. Robotnik was the hardest villain to place on this list. Originally we assumed he would rank the lowest, but after some research we concluded he fits here. While on the surface Robotnik might not seem that strong, he is one of the biggest mental and physical threats in the Sonic universe. Robotnik's feats of strength may not seem that impressive on the surface, but he is able to shatter a wall of ice with his bare hands and is durable enough to survive multiple explosions and even being catapulted without even a scratch on him.
The world will be nothing but ashes.
But physical prowess is not where Robotnik shines. No. Where the good doctor shines is in his mental powers. Robotnik is a maniacal mechanical genius who is able to predict the plan of Team Sonic on multiple occasions and retool his ideas to deal with the change in plans. But Robotnik's most telling feat when talking about his power is his infamous Death Egg, his most iconic spacefaring vehicle, which has been shown to be able to take out entire clusters of stars, which places him high just for that ability alone. However, entire clusters of stars are but light work compared to some of the monsters on this list. From science to magic, Eraser de Jinn is up next. The genie of the lamp from the story of the Arabian Nights, which Sonic got stuck in during one of his adventures. As a de Jinn, he has near limitless power with his wish-granting ability, and while he doesn't like to grant wishes, he is bound by the lamp to grant any wish that is requested of him.
I am immortal! I cannot be vanquished!
He has a powerful array of magical, godlike abilities in his arsenal. He is able to summon other creatures in Djinn, can transform into a cloud of smoke, and is even able to twist around the world of the Arabian Nights to his will, able to use the words of the book to either enhance himself or attack others. He is able to fly at speeds rivaling that of even Sonic's speed, and is such a capable swordsman that he can create flames while swinging his saber. However, his power increases when he transforms into the incomplete Alf Layla Wa Layla, and his magic powers that manipulate the world around him are increased, and he can now fire purple bolts of energy, as well as create lines of flames from his tail, and can even create small voids that can suck in the matter around it. His powers may be godlike, but they are not infinite, and he is no match for Sonic, even transformed. Speaking of, Infinite takes up our next spot on the list. He earns his moniker thanks to the fact that while wielding the Phantom Ruby prototype, he is given near infinite power. Due to his natural strength and durability, he is able to beat the likes of Omega and Silver, and able to beat Sonic twice. Where he gets a massive upgrade, however, is with the Phantom Ruby, which allows him to form virtual realities that can interact with and change the world around them, allowing him to create, change, and destroy any of his virtual realities at will.
I will teach you to hold that tongue next time.
A short list of the abilities he can have with his realities includes being able to surpass Sonic's speed, self-replication, gravity distortion, creation of fake replicas of other people, creation of a null void where time doesn't exist, and energy beams. These powers are so vast that he easily would rank in the top 3 if it weren't for a few difficulties he has. But his biggest weakness is the source of his power itself. Not only does his power only work within the range of the red cubes, but the Phantom Ruby takes so much power to utilize that if the power source is cut, the ruby becomes inert.
I will teach you fear, then pain.
Finally, if someone else has a Phantom Ruby prototype, they can nullify all virtual realities, completely stripping Infinite of his strongest powers. He may have been called the ultimate mercenary, but he doesn't have the power to back it up. Cracking our top 10 is none other than Black Doom, the antagonist to the poorly received Shadow the Hedgehog game. Black Doom is such an interesting case. He is a sort of ancestor to Shadow, his DNA being used to create the Hedgehog. Black Doom seems to have increased longevity and may even have eternal youth, since he has existed for 2,000 years at the very least. He has a host of powerful mystical abilities such as mind control, telepathy, telekinesis, fire breathing, and the ability to give illusions. However, Black Doom has access to one of the most powerful abilities in Sonic lore, Chaos Control. The ability to slow down time and warp space, which allows him to summon the powerful black meteor from outer space and send it on a collision course with Earth. However, all of his abilities are shown to be negated by our next entrant on our list. It's about time we get to Captain Edgy himself, Shadow. Shadow is touted as the ultimate life form, mostly by himself, but his claims are not unfounded. He is able to keep up with Sonic both physically and mentally, easily capable of matching his speed and surpassing him with his strength. He is also extremely resilient, able to withstand a fall from outer space into the atmosphere, and is completely immortal as he does not physically age. He has all of Sonic's abilities such as the spin dash, homing attack, and light speed dash. He also has a slew of powerful abilities, such as the ability to make localized whirlwinds, control bolts of chaos energy, and slow down time through the usage of chaos control. His most powerful technique, however, is Chaos Blast, a powerful localized energy beam that destroys everything in its path. He can also increase his power tenfold through the usage of the Chaos Emeralds, allowing him to ascend to Super Shadow, which allows him to fly, makes him highly invulnerable, and breaks the limits of his chaos powers. He is outclassed very slightly by the villains above him. Chaos pulls ahead of Shadow due to his near deity status in the series. His power is directly tied to the powerful Chaos Emeralds. With each one he obtains, he gets closer to his perfect state. He is nearly indestructible due to his amorphous water-like body, which can shift around like a liquid. Even in his weakest form, he is able to cause earthquakes with his strength, and once he becomes perfect chaos, he is nearly unstoppable. His hydrokinetic abilities become near-world destructive as he is able to create water tornadoes and can form massive floods in the blink of an eye, cementing his placement. Coming from the shadows, Mephiles ranks next. Mephiles is a very powerful antagonist, seeing as he seems to be made out of shadows and as such can control them as he sees fit. The reason he ranks so high is due to his nigh invulnerability and seeming immortality, being half of a godlike being. Mephiles also has a wide variety of abilities that makes him even more powerful than he seems, such as shapeshifting, time travel, and control over shadows.
Let us teach this world a lesson.
He can form massive balls of dark energy to fire at opponents, can manipulate shadows to form clones, and fire energy waves from his hands. He has some unforeseen control over the Chaos Emeralds, such as firing shockwaves, blinding opponents, and warping all 7 to one location. He does have his fair share of weaknesses, however, being extremely vulnerable to light and attacks that utilize it, and he can be forced out of someone's shadow with intense power. However, his better half, Iblis, moves ahead of Mephiles. Iblis is the other half of baddie Solaris, and they harness the raw strength and power of the godlike being. And it's not one to pull punches. Powerful enough to lift entire buildings in one hand and swing it easily, also able to break stalactites without breaking a sweat. It also has powerful magical abilities, such as the power to release balls of molten lava from its body, able to breathe fire, it can summon meteors, as well as the ability to craft large hordes of fiery monsters to serve it. It's also nearly invulnerable, which makes it harder to defeat. Only able to be beat by sealing it while it's in its energy form, making its placement obvious. Lyric comes in at the number 5 spot and is one of an endangered race of creatures known as Ancient, being the last one left alive. Lyric is interesting because he is the first ever villain to dodge Sonic's spin dash, showing his insane speed. He's also a maniacal genius, having invented technology so advanced that even Robotnik had trouble deciphering it. His biggest strength, however, is the advanced mechanical armor he resides within, which is powerful enough to create shockwaves, give him limited control over anything electrical around him, and drastically increase his lifespan.
You've been a thorn in my side for 1,000 years.
He's also strikingly fast, able to catch up to Sonic and Company easily, and powerfully durable, able to regenerate his limbs after they've been cut off. Lyric is powerful enough that it's no surprise that he cracks our top 5. However, the Time Eater gets our number 4 spot. The reason he ranks so high may not be a surprise, as his control over time is second to none and is so powerful it can even manipulate other timelines like Crisis City, which was supposed to be erased from the timeline. He is able to tear locations from one place in time and send them to a white space where nothing else exists, even able to block off portions of the white space from being accessed. He also has immense super strength, able to knock out both modern and classic Sonic in one swing, and even briefly immobilize Super Sonic in his grip. He is also strong enough to repel both Sonics while in their super state, and does so almost effortlessly. He also has powerful magical abilities such as firing yellow homing shots, green lasers, telekinetic abilities, and the power to summon a miniature sun that required 2 supersonics to repel. He also ranks here because of the fact it took 2 of the strongest transformations to take him out. The Bronze Medal of Power goes to none other than Metal Sonic, who was initially very difficult to place on the list. Metal Sonic was created to be exactly like Sonic in every way possible, matching his speed, reflexes, and acrobatic sensibilities. He can even top out at light speed when fully powered up. Metal Sonic also has a hull made out of a specialized titanium that is incredibly durable and able to withstand even some of Sonic's strongest attacks. Metal is also equipped with titanium claws, which are powerful enough to rip apart his own frame and could possibly slice through stronger metals if he were to try. Metal, being a robot, also has a massive amount of powerful weapons and tools packed into his robotic body, including but not limited to a plasma pulse laser, telescopic extendable limbs, and an impenetrable force field. But he also has other robotic abilities. He is able to perfectly predict Sonic's moves against him, able to disguise himself as another flawlessly and mimic their ability, and he was once capable of interplanetary travel. The reason that Metal lands this high on the list is due to his ability to transform and evolve into higher forms, as seen in Sonic Heroes. In his final form, Metal Sonic ranks this high because of how powerful his advanced form, Metal Overlord, is. Overlord was able to withstand an onslaught from 3 super forms at once and was near invincibility, which makes him extra hard to defeat. Overlord is also capable of picking up parts of the Egg Fleet and throwing them, able to shoot crystal pillars at near blinding speed, and fire powerful homing missiles. All of this earns him the Bronze Medal of Power as far as Sonic villains goes. The Silver Medal of Power goes to Dark Gaia. a powerful godlike entity that can break an entire planet into pieces in moments. Its massive physical strength allows him to lift masses weighing hundreds of tons and hurl them effortlessly with only one hand. He is also one of the most durable villains in the franchise, able to withstand the pummeling given onto him by Gaia Colossus and continue fighting, even able to rest within the molten lava that makes up Earth's core. He has the ability to harness the energy that makes up his body, even able to tear it out of Sonic's body during the events of Sonic Unleashed, and mutate monsters around the environment. His power doesn't stop there though. He is able to control darkness on a global scale, able to wrap the entire planet in the veil of night on command.
Dark Gaia has regained its true power.
However, it takes it to a higher tier thanks to the fact that he is immortal and cannot truly die, only ever able to be sealed, which needed the combined strength of Super Sonic and the Gaia Colossus to do such an action. From one godlike creature to another, the gold medal goes to Solaris. Solaris is the combined state of Iblis and Mephiles and is a cosmic level godlike creature. Solaris is not only immortal but nearly indestructible, only ever being damaged by the combined might of the three super states and fully powered chaos powers. His powers are even able to pass through the invulnerability that the super state gives. Solaris has limited shapeshifting, is omnipresent throughout time, and can suck objects and creatures into oblivion. His only known weakness is the giant red orb in the middle of his body, and it took 3 super state users to use his weakness and defeat him. But even with their combined powers, couldn't even destroy this entity. There is no doubt in our minds that Solaris takes the gold medal and the gold crown of power on this list. But now we hand it off to you. Who do you think breaks the power meter and who doesn't even weigh in? Tell us in the comments section below. Make sure to hit that notification bell and binge our Good to Evil playlist where we break down the morality of the characters in your favorite games. We covered the Sonic the Hedgehog series if you want to check out who the most evil characters are. But most importantly, stay wicked.